Fluency isn't just about the words. It's about speaking with confidence and ease. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 practical speaking exercises that will help you boost your fluency and confidence. Let's dive in. The first exercise is 1-minute challenge. Pick a random topic, such as food, hobby, travel, and talk about it non-stop for 1 minute without overthinking grammar. Just like this. I don't know about you, but I don't like durians. I just can't get over that smell. It smells like rotten onions to me. I'm so sorry if you love durians. I remember when I used to live in California with my uncle. One day I opened the fridge and it smelled like rotten onions. And I didn't know where that smell was coming from. So I searched the fridge and I found that there was soft durian candies my uncle had bought and left it in the fridge. So ever since, I just can't imagine myself putting that in my mouth. And but my mom told me that frozen durians tasted like ice cream and it wasn't bad at all. Still, I cannot get myself to even try it. This exercise trains your brain to think in English quickly and minimize the awkward pause and silence. If you get stuck and cannot come up with anything, you can start with having a structure and several sentence patterns that you can use to describe something. For example, you can start with an introduction by saying, I like this, or my favorite thing is this. Then you tell the reason why you like certain things. I like this because this. Then you share your own example and give more details. I remember once this happened, or what stood out to me was, and I will never forget this. Then you end with a conclusion. For example, others might this, but I this. This is a structure or a framework I used for my 1-minute speech that I just shared with you. If you still find it's hard, then you can write your 1-minute speech out in words like this, and you practice saying it until you can say it smoothly. Maybe even memorizing it. Then, when you get used to it, gradually start talking about something without writing anything out. Take a baby step at a time. As long as you're moving forward, you will get closer to your goal eventually. Next is paraphrasing. Listen to a short sentence or read out a line from a book. Then rephrase it in your own words without changing the meaning. What would you like? Coffee or tea? Would you prefer coffee or tea? This helps us to improve our way of using vocabularies in a different way to express our ideas more naturally. And for us non-native speakers, we tend to use difficult words. So it also helps us to use the simple and easy words we already know to express our thoughts. If you find this challenging, start by learning a few phrasal verbs or sentence patterns that you can use every day to expand your English knowledge. For more about phrasal verbs, you can watch this video next. The third exercise is to copy and repeat using the lip method. Find a short clip of a native speaker from TED Talks, movies, podcasts, YouTube videos, or even audiobooks, and repeat what they say exactly. Make sure you follow the steps of listen, pause, copy, and repeat, mimicking the intonation and the rhythm.
Suddenly.
Suddenly, suddenly, suddenly.
A sound like a mighty wind came.
A sound like a mighty wind. A sound like a mighty wind. A sound like a mighty wind. Suddenly, a sound like a mighty wind.
From heaven.
Came from heaven. Came from heaven. Came from heaven.
And filled the house with.
And filled the house. And filled the house. And filled the house.
They were sitting.
Where they're sitting. Where they were sitting. Where they were sitting.
They saw what looked like tongues of fire resting.
They saw what looks like tongues of fire. They saw what looks like tongues of fire. They saw what looks like tongues of fire. They saw what looks like tongues of fire.
On each of them.
Resting on each of them. Resting on each of them. They saw what looks like tongues of fire resting on each of them. They saw what looks like tongues of fire resting on each of them. This helps you improve your pronunciation, fluency, and natural speech patterns. The tip is to start with a short clip and don't rush the process. Remember, the goal is not necessarily to finish the whole clip, but to be able to reproduce what you heard as close to its original as possible. The next exercise is storytelling game. You just start describing what you see and what's happening in front of you. Start with short sentences with simple sentence structure, and as you feel comfortable, gradually make them longer with compound sentences, just like this. There's snow on the ground still, and there's many footprints. I can see that my son probably has taken our dog to our backyard for a walk. And so here's a lot of footprints on the ground all the way around. Snow has melted quite a bit. Used to be much more snow in the backyard, but now, as you can see, it's only like a thin layer compared to before. I know to some of you who live in the country where it doesn't snow, this is still quite a bit, but considering how much we had this year, this is already a lot less, because I can actually see my deck. You can see the picnic table is actually broken because there was so much snow on top of it. It actually bent the leg, and so now we have to look for a new table for this year, or a new leg, I guess. We just didn't expect that it will snow so much this year. In the past, it's been okay, but this year it snowed a lot to the point that it flipped my table, and one of the leg totally gave in, and it's bent quite a bit. So anyway, so this is what I see, and I can definitely see that spring is around the corner. As an alternative, you can look at a picture and describe what's happening in that picture. And if you want to level up your challenge, you can pick a short story and create the rest of the story with your own imagination. For those of you who want an ultimate challenge, you can come up with the entire fictional story yourself. This will help you form English sentences quickly and improve your English speaking skills as well as creativity in conversation. Lastly, record and reflect. Record yourself talking about your day, a recent event, or a topic of interest. Then listen back and take a note of what you can improve, such as your pronunciation, pauses, word choices, etc. Hearing yourself speak helps you become aware of how you speak. It can also help track progress over time. Every time I edit my video, I notice something that I can improve for the future. Bonus tip: try using different common sentence patterns for expressing thoughts and opinions to avoid being boring. And practice with a partner or a tutor to get real-time feedback. From my own experience, the order I would recommend doing these exercises is lip method, paraphrasing, storytelling, and then 1-minute challenge, because they are in the order of easier to more difficult, in my opinion. Record and reflect is not in the order because it can be paired up with any one of these exercises. So which one of these exercises would you like to try first? Or if you're already doing any of these exercises, would you let me know which one and how it's going in the comment below? Now you know how to boost your English fluency and confidence. You may also want to know how to sound more natural by watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy practicing. Until next time, God bless.